Hello boys and girls, welcome to PTI. On today's show, me and Wilborn yap about the first round of the CTL rookie draft.
Tony, there was no surprise that Lefty started the draft off with a bang, landing Heisman Trophy winner from The Ohio State University Eddie George. George was a stud in the college ranks, and his hard-nosed 4 yards and a cloud of dust mentality will translate well into the CTL.
Mel Kiper couldn't have scripted a better pick with the number 1 overall selection. Onto the second pick. TDO and his Dirty Birds surprisingly to some did not snatch linebacker Ray Lewis from the U, instead opting for small school standout corner Donnie Abraham. Wilborn surprised at all?
Not really, Tony. Lewis is a solid linebacker, but Atlanta had trouble stopping the passing game last season. Their main need was defense, but their first point of interest was definitely in the secondary. Abraham excelled at the combine, running a sub-4.3 40, possessing great ball skills.
The Jags selected 3rd overall and took wide receiver Marvin Harrison from Syracuse. Harrison has great hands, Wilborn, and was projected as the best talent on a lot of teams' big boards. He will replace retired wide receiver Sterling Sharp. Brett Favre and Harrison will make for a dynamite combination.
At one point the Falcons again made some noise. With Ray Lewis still on the draft board, they made a blockbuster trade. Atlanta shipped MVP-type player in quarterback Mark Brunell to my hometown Windy City Bears, along with a first-round draft pick in this season's draft for the rights to pick here. Lewis' name was called this time, pairing him up with Abraham. Theo definitely addressed his 2 biggest needs this offseason. The Browns selected Keyshawn Johnson out of Southern Cal next. This season's draft was deep at receiver, Tony, and we should see a bunch of big-name talents start flying off the board.
Drafting 6th, Seattle took Terrell Owens. Owens is a physical specimen coming from a small school. Some question his maturity, some question whether or not he's a team player. Wilborn, this is why T.O. slipped to 6th, I believe.
Without question, Tony. Owens is a big, tall, fast receiver, but was passed up for some sure locks. Being a first-round pick, these young men get paid a lot of money. Seattle felt he was worth the risk at the 6th overall selection. Again, another receiver was chosen next. Denver drafted Michigan State standout Muhsin Muhammad. Denver needed help this season in terms of throwing the ball. While Moose, as his fans like to call him, will not shine right away, his future is great.
With the 8th selection in the CTL rookie draft, the Steelers selected Terry Glenn. Glenn will not have to travel far to make his new place of residence. The Horseshoe was only a skip and a jump away from the Steel City. Glenn being selected here makes Ohio State the first university to have a pair of teammates selected.
At 9 we have Joey Gatz. Gatz should be in the Tecmo Hall of Fame. Tony, Gatz's name just brings a lot of controversy and talk around the Tecmo scene. Being booted out of a previous league due to producing a fake trade, Gatz was given a shot in the CTL. Clemson's Brian Dawkins will be playing in Irving, Texas. Dallas, also having the next pick, took the all-time leading scorer in the NBA, Kareem Abdul-Jabbar.
Wilborn, that's a different Kareem. That's Lou Alcindor.
Tony, I'm reading his draft bio. He is from UCLA. It's the same guy. Just curious as to why Dallas wants a 7-foot-tall running back.
Stat boy, tell Wilborn he's wrong. Stat boy. Stat boy. Let's keep going and stay on track this time. Newly recruited owner Cubs fan drafted in the 11th slot and probably acquired what many feel is the steal of the draft. The Black Hole will have linebacker Zach Thomas from Texas Tech roaming the middle of the field searching for tackles for at least 5 more seasons. A collegiate Red Raider becomes a professional Raider. Some say Thomas should have been drafted in the top 5, so LA netting him here at 11 was a great move.
With a name like Cubs fan, he can't make a bad pick. That's my team right there, Tony. Go Chicago. Thomas for sure will be among the league leaders in tackles this season and was a solid pick.
With the 13th selection in the CTL draft, the Redskins chose speedster out of LSU Eddie Kennison. Talks around the league was possibly a reach here, but Chris might have found a gem. With Bettis back in form, Kennison will not be the number 1 option anyways. Wilborn, how did the playoff teams fare in the first round of the draft?
Miami has back-to-back picks, and now linebacker Donnie Edwards and wide receiver Eric Moulds. Both stars are added to a talented group of players in Miami. Opus definitely will see the playoffs again with these solid choices, Tony.
Onto Star Map, he had the 16th selection. Map took Jared Cherry from California. Who is this guy? This guy probably shouldn't have been drafted. Wilborn.
Tony, while definitely a stretch, you must remember these Lions were oh so close to the division title and only need a few more pieces of the puzzle.
At 17, the Raiders were again on the clock. LA lost Barry Sanders to free agency, so they filled the void with a hybrid back out of Auburn, Stephen Davis.
I'm not sold on this pick. Davis has had trouble keeping his weight down. You also made a great point, Tony. Is he a fullback? Is he a tailback?
On to the last 3 picks of the first round. Tampa nabbed safety Lawyer Milloy. Chicago took receiver Joe Horn out of a community college no lesson to wrap it up. The defending champs who moved to Charlotte now grabbed Simeon Rice. Wilborn, let's critique the Horn pick.
Red flags are raised at Soldier Field. Chicago did not need receiving help, but adding a contributor from a community college? I do not know about that move, Tony.
That's it for now, boys and girls. We will see you for our season preview later.